What's up guys? Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about carb backloading, or something that's called carb backloading. Something I've done with my clients actually for years and years now. It's pretty awesome. It's one way of you can kind of eat really high fats through the day, which kind of stops the cravings a bit more. And then at night, basically you load in a ton of carbs. This is a great way for people to improve their insulin sensitivity. And I'll quickly explain to you what insulin is and how it works and how insulin sensitivity and insulin resistance works. What's insulin sensitivity? Basically, you want to have good insulin sensitivity, because if you're insulin resistant, it basically means when you eat a form of carbohydrates or even fast releasing sources of protein as well, your body will secrete X amount of insulin to help nutrient uptake for muscles and all that type of stuff, and to create glycogen basically. If your body is insulin resistant, you'll eat the carbohydrates, then you'll secrete X amount of insulin. That's fine, that's normal, but the body won't use your insulin efficiently, so your body will secrete more insulin and then maybe more insulin. So you're over secreting insulin. Insulin basically, it's known as kind of a storage hormone, but it will actually, force your body to kind of store fats as body fat. So, which is something that we don't want to do, and there's no point over secreting insulin when you could secrete less insulin. So the way that this diet works is you're having protein and fats through your day. That's your main sources. And then obviously vegetables and stuff like that. You want fibrous carbs. So, stuff that really has no impact in terms of carbohydrates. So you can eat things like eggs, fatty sources of meat, nuts, avocados, coconut oil, you can eat olive oil, macadamia nut oil, lean source of protein as well. So, your fishes, your chickens, all that type of stuff as well. And obviously vegetables, green vegetables. And then at night, your last meal, I always leave it to the last meal, have a really high carb meal. So you can have, depending on the person, depending if you're a man or a female, depending if you weigh a lot or weigh not too much, anywhere between about 60, if you're a woman, that's quite light, up to anywhere, I've had clients up to 250 grams of carbs, maybe 300 or so. So it just depends on the person, and that's for one meal as well. So they're eating, typically it will be a lean source of protein, so kind of lowish fats in this meal. So it's a lean source of protein, could be a combination of rice, maybe pastas, rice cakes with jam or honey, fruits as well. Just all of those kind of high carb foods that are low fat, and they're having those right before bed. Ideally, this works best actually if you're training right before your last meal. So, maybe an hour and a half, you finish an hour and a half before, maybe have your post-workout shake, just protein, go home, then you have this meal before bed. So, hour before bed, something like that. Basically through the day, you're not creating more glycogen because you're not eating carbohydrates. So your body gets depleted of glycogen through the day. So your body will be kind of craving that, but it gets used to using fats as energy, and it helps obviously cognitive function and things like that. So once you get to that last meal, and especially if you train just beforehand, your body is going to be so glycogen depleted that your body will create glycogen efficiently. Glycogen is just water and carbohydrates. So if your body creates that efficiently, it means it's going to use that insulin that's secreted with that meal, it's going to use it efficiently. So once it uses that efficiently, your body gets used to using carbs efficiently. So it gets used to using that insulin efficiently, nutrient uptake really, really well. So that's the main premise around the diet. So people will probably ask me, how do you structure this? You structure the diet by just high fats, high protein, every meal. And when I say high protein, depends on the person. I'm sitting at about 40 grams of protein per meal personally. I do about 6 to 7 meals through the day, depending if I'm training, and I count shakes as meals. So it'll be 7 if I'm training, 6 if I'm not. And then, just leave it to that last meal, carbs before bed. And now this isn't the only way of dieting, but it's the way I start every client on a diet. I virtually always start with a carb backload type approach. And this is actually developed by a guy called John Keifer, and he really promotes this carb backloading approach. And I think he even goes a little bit harder in terms, he'll include fats and stuff in his last meal and all that type of stuff. I prefer to stay away from the fats because you are going to get some sort of an insulin secretion then. If you're having fats, those fats are more likely to be stored as fat. But I've had some amazing results with clients on this diet, and especially for those people that respond really well to high fats. It improves your insulin sensitivity. So if you switch back to a high carb approach while still having fats in the morning, then your body will tend to respond better to that as well. So that's my thoughts on carb backloading and how you can use it to kind of get leaner or also stay leaner as you're trying to put on muscle. So I'm out, and check out all my other social media and stuff that will be up after this video. And check me out on there. All right, I'm out.
Buy them all, yeah, I'm burning it up. DPGC, you should be turning it up. CBT, LBC, yeah, we hooking back up. And when they bang us in the club, baby, you got to get up. Cause homies, thug homies, yeah, they giving it up. Low lie, yo lie.